that?
What year?
I mean, what they say they was giving him life without parole.
Cause he killed his brother. He shot him in the stomach, and he put the gun on his head and pulled the trigger.
And so they've been getting along during their life? Or?
Well, they always fought, but you know, everybody said that it was all brothers fight. That's what they said. That's what they told me.
Pray for your sister. I know that must have been, you know.
I had a heart attack. I had heart surgery. It tore my family apart. Me and my husband separated. Just, he blamed me, I blamed him.
How's the sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
What's your last name?
Patton.
Nikki,
Linda Patton.
We're rolling now, so you can start anytime you want.
We have with us now one of the greatest poets here in Pittsburgh that I've met. And she has one of her poems that has just been published. And Sister Linda Patton, she has a tragic story that I think that she's turned into something positive and they can share. And matter of fact, Linda, I'm gonna let you tell your story.
Okay. In 2003, my oldest son killed my youngest son. He shot him in the stomach and he put the gun on his head and pulled the trigger. So I basically lost 2 children in 5 seconds. That's how long it took me. Now this day, I don't know why he did it, because he refuses to see us, me and his father. My daughter goes to visit him. So that's how I know what's going on with him, because he'll see her, but he doesn't see us. When he was in the county jail here in Pittsburgh, he would see us then, but after his sentence, when he was sent away, we haven't seen him, so we haven't seen him since 2004. He really doesn't write us. He doesn't ask us for anything. He got life without chance of parole. And as of today, he's only 27 years old. And when this happened in 2003, he was 22, and my other son was 20.
And so both of them live with you when it happened?
Yeah.
And you weren't home when it happened?
No, he didn't do it. He did it out on the street in the back of Peabody High School here in Pittsburgh. That's on Highland Avenue. That's where he met him, like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And when I found out that Anthony was shot, Neil was the first person that I called, and I said, Neil, Anthony has been shot and he's at the hospital. Neil came to the hospital and sat with us. He sat with us and looked and stood over Anthony. He came and sat with me and my husband and my daughter, and he sat at that hospital for 4 hours. Soon as they told us that they were going to pull all the plugs and everything on Anthony, Neil disappeared. It took the cops 7 months to find Neil. And when they found him, he was in Cleveland, hiding in somebody's attic like an animal. And they pulled him out of this attic and brought him back to Pittsburgh so we could have our trial. And at the trial, Neil got on the witness stand and he stood up in the seat and showed all of us, everybody in the courtroom, how he killed his brother. He showed us how he put the gun on his head and everything.
You know, I hate to ask this, but when you first described the incident, there was a lot of noise. Could you do that again? I hate to ask you to do that again.
Describe what? I don't even know what I said.
Yeah, your one son killed your other son. There was just so much noise it didn't come through very well. I'm sorry.
Okay, take it down.
I don't even where to start at. I don't even know. Where did it start to mess up at?
That's when you described when your one son killed your other son. There was that little motorcycle went by. And it's just really. You don't have to do it if you want to. That's fine.
I don't know where to start.
Okay, just the part where, I guess when he shot him.
When he came to the hospital?
No, when he shot him. First, you described he shot him in the stomach and in the head.
All right, well, he shot him in the stomach, and then he put the gun on his head, and he pulled the trigger. And when I found out that Anthony had been shot, Neil was the first person that I called. And I told Neil to meet us at the hospital. Neil came to the hospital, and he sat there for 4 hours with me, my husband, and my daughter. And he sat there with us. And I do remember something being real strange because Neil hugged me real tight. And he never hugged me like that before. I can remember that hug like it was yesterday. But anyway, soon as they said that they were going to take Anthony off the respirator and everything, that he was brain dead and there's nothing else that they could do, Neil disappeared. And he just vanished. And it took the cops 7 months to find him. It took them 7 months with our help and everybody else's help. And when they found him, he was hiding in somebody's attic like an animal. And they drug him out of that attic and they brought him back to Pittsburgh to have a trial. And at the trial, he got on the witness stand and he showed us how he killed his brother. He showed us like nobody really knew that he put the gun on his head. But he showed us and he told us how he killed Anthony. And he showed where Anthony was laying and everything after he shot him in the stomach. And he showed us how he went over to him and put the gun on his head. He showed us that. And he won't see us. We can't go visit him because he won't put us on the visitors list. My daughter goes to see him though. That's the only one that he'll have any kind of communication with is her and my grandson. And my grandson don't go to see him because he has a felony, so he can't go.
And
I should have asked you about this place. I didn't realize
if you like,
it's a barren area.
if you can get Brenda the information for him, I'll write to him. And I'll ask him to contact you, and maybe somebody that's outside of the family could, talk to him.
But I surely would have brought me a chair.
If you like, I'll do that.
Okay.
And I think, really what's important is how, touching, when I read your poem there, how touching, your poetry was.
Sure.
And in mysterious ways, and maybe also, getting a copy of it to him so he can read it. And I'd like for you to read your poem.
Yeah, I've written about 5 or 6 poems. Like, I've never written anything in my life. Like, I wasn't, I didn't have